I hated last year because mentally I was at my worst.
Okay.
Like I had no sense of that direction. Like everybody was just projecting all of their insecurities and all of their stupidities onto me. I don't want to limit myself. I don't want to be like, oh, I just want to have the career of a nepo baby, or I just want to have a career of something that's already existed. I'll buy nail paint and everything if I want to, and I'll do whatever I want to in orthodox Surat. And my parents used to get berated for that. We don't even converse. Me and Uorfi have not conversed before the show or post the show. When we entered the show, I apologized to Uorfi first off. As soon as I entered, it was the first time I was seeing her face to face. So I was like, you know what, Uorfi, whatever happened between us, let's just be mature adults about it. I just find all these world wars are honestly just these Buddha Buddhi males fragile, these Buddha uncles fragile egos.
This is Nawaz Kochra joining you on screen, and I'm in conversation with the very amazing, the very stylish, the diva of the Traitors.
Thank you.
Sufi Motiwala.
Hi Nawaz, I'm so excited to talk to you and I'm so excited to gup.
Absolutely,
Yes.
because there is so much, and let me tell you before we start this,
Yes.
I have seen the episodes till 6th. Okay,
Exclusive, media, love it.
I from actually planting seeds in people's mind to coming in that circle of shock, and then to give those sassy expressions when he's actually not evicted. Oh my god.
It's just, after episode 1, I just was, when we went back into our rooms after episode 1, I was like, oh, it feels serious, but it is not that serious. It's
Okay.
just a game. We're just shooting a show. Because we were in that palace, a lot of things used to feel very do or die, very hypersensitive. But then after episode 1, I was like, this is just a show. We need to give them drama. We need to give them content.
Right.
So from episode 2, you can already see me just stirring the pot.
Yeah.
Mujhe kyun nahi beizzat kar rahe, ye wo. It already starts from there. And then after that with Raftaar, it was just that I asked him one question and I was like, Raftaar, you never give your own observations. Whatever, जिस पे भी आ रहा होता है सर्कल पे, तुम बस वो बस बोर्ड कर लेते हो एंड में और 2-4 चीजें बोल देते हो कि हाँ यही तो है, सही बोल रहा है. तो तुम्हारी क्या ऑब्जर्वेशन है? तुम्हें क्या लगता है तुम्हारे हिसाब से कौन ट्रेटर्स हैं? And since that moment, he started spiraling. And the word spiraling came into existence because I don't even know why I started saying all that, because in reality, it was just one question. And he just took it upon himself that सब लोग मुझे बोल रहे हैं कि मैं ट्रेटर हूँ, सब लोग मेरी तरफ कर रहे हैं. Everybody, the world is gonna see. I'm seeing some things. I want to look at it, this guy. And so honestly, I didn't even really believe that Raftaar was the traitor.
Right.
But because he had such an adverse reaction, I was like, he has to be the traitor. Right. Or else why would he just start spinning? Just like a bhamedi, he just on everybody. So I was like, okay girl. But then I was like, I'm gonna fight. I'm not gonna back down. It's like, Raftaar hai, but theek hai. Abhi to hum equals hain is show mein. Right now we're both innocents. So I can fight with him.
And you fought it how?
Yes. I apologize to all the straight hetero men that are gonna watch from his banter. But yeah.
Also tell me one thing, so when the lights go, at 12, when you all say bye to everyone, everybody.
Firstly,
After
it was not, we never used to know the time.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. It's just, I was also like, what, 12 and all, yeah? They used to randomly wake us up and randomly send us back. We had no sense
But
of
you
time.
were not supposed to come out of the rooms once you all were sent inside.
Yes. There used to be a jingly outside where if we even try to open the door, it would jingle and 10 people would be alerted. And outside every room, one person was sitting. I mean, in case we were we need something or we're hungry or anything.
Acha.
So we just used to knock and then they used to come in and then we used to tell them, okay, we need this or we need that or whatever.
But no gadgets, no phones,
Nothing.
no laptops, nothing was allowed. In a
Other
world
than
where we are
set-top box
surrounded.
TV.
Okay.
And also that was also apparently only a few of us who were lucked out. A few of our rooms, usme set-top box chal raha tha, a few rooms it was not working.
Acha.
Yeah, and a few rooms there were receptionist phone calls also, so we could order directly. And then in a few rooms even that was not there, but I was lucky. I got the rooms with the TV and the phone. So I kid you not, I used to get bored sometimes and I used to call housekeeping, reception, and like chef, and I used to talk to them for like 10-15 minutes before they used to cut the call on me saying, "Okay, we can't talk to you." And it just used to feel so alone that I was just like, how do we kill time?
But would the production team not know about this?
I mean, I guess they'll know now. I mean, they didn't know about this then because I realized that only I have a TV that's working and only I have a phone that's working. So I decided not to tell anybody. I was like, if I mention it, then it'll be taken away from me. So I was like, yeah, it's so sad in the room. Whereas I used to sit and watch movies all night, like all these random nonsense movies. I used to sit and watch Laughter Chefs.
Okay.
Yeah. I used to watch Laughter Chefs for 2 hours being like, wow, this is so much fun.
Arriva. Amazing. But was it also a challenge not being around with, it, because we are in a time where gadgets are a part of us now.
Very much.
Okay. For 5-10 minutes, if our phone is away, we start wondering, okay, what is happening? Am I getting some notification? So, what was that challenge like? How did you all cope
The
up
first 24 hours were very hard. Like before we entered the Traitors Palace, when we were just in our hotel, they had taken our phones there only.
Okay.
So those 24 hours were very hard because we were like not even doing something and we didn't have our gadgets. So that was just like intentional for us to just lose our minds. And then after we entered the palace, honestly, it was not that hard because like first you're shooting 14-16 hours on stretch.
Okay.
Where it's just going and the game is just unfolding in front of your eyes and you're constantly talking to like 10 other people and you're theorizing and whatnot. And then after that, the 8 hours when we used to be in our room, we used to just be in anxiety. We're sitting and worrying ke what has happened today. You're just replaying every conversation that has happened today to like make some sense of what is going to happen tomorrow. And otherwise, they didn't used to tell us when they will inform us if we're alive or not. So we used to find out if we're on the next episode when we enter the episode. They did not used to
at the
tell us.
breakfast table you all would know.
Yes.
Okay.
So we wouldn't know if we're going to make it to the breakfast table until they used to call us and be like, walk. And once we used to walk, we used to find out, are we going to the VD or are we going to the breakfast room? Because if you're going to the VD, you're there to read that letter. So we used to just be in anxiety the whole time, waiting for the verdict.
Also, as an audience, watching 6 episodes now, what has also happened is Traitors in a way starts playing with your mind also as an audience. Like for y'all, how was it? Have y'all also gotten that kind of suspicion ka kida now after the show?
I have actually become very hyper rational and hyper aware post the show. Okay. Like before the show, I used to feel like I had no sense of control over my life. I had no sense of like decision making or anything. I used to just let things go by. But after the show, I realized that even the smallest thing that you say or your smallest reaction or your expression always has an effect, and it's all a butterfly effect and it all comes back one way or another. So the show has made me a lot more like consciously aware about my life.
Okay.
So yeah, it has made me very suspicious about everybody and everything.
Okay.
Like what's happening. Because I've realized that you never know the true intentions of anybody around you. Like you can constantly say that I love this person and oh my god, they'll never hurt me, while they could fully be plotting your murder. And you would never know. Literally, you will see in the moving episode, like I'm befriending someone and they're fully plotting my murder. So, gag. I shouldn't have said that. Anyway.
It's okay, you've not taken names, so yeah. I think so we are still in that safe territory. But I'll backtrack a little here and deviate from the Traitors. I want to know what has been Sufi's life like before the Traitors?
Oh my god, yeah.
How did this content creation, this influencing entire journey
So
began?
actually before Traitors, I was shooting my acting show, which is coming out this year as well with Dharma. So Traitors we shot in September, and April, May, June I was shooting that. So before Traitors only, I was in my like star era, feeling my vibes, like hello world, I've arrived. And it's a very fun show that we did. It was not like a very serious heavy show. It was a very sitcom-y vibe that we've done. And so it was just a very new, wholesome experience. Like I actually found out that acting is something that I enjoyed. Like I never even thought that I wanted to do that. And other than that, honestly, I have to say that other than these two things, last year was shit. I hated last year because mentally I was at my worst.
Okay.
Like I had no sense of direction. I had no sense of like what's happening? Am I even happy of what's happening? Am I like, did I even actively choose what's like all of this? Like, how am I here? I was unhappy with everything around me, like my social life, my personal life, my professional life, and the people I was surrounded with everywhere. It was just not it. Like, everybody was just projecting all of their insecurities and like, all of their like stupidities onto me.
Okay.
And I was believing all of that. I like, my core values and the things that I used to think about myself had become so negative that I used to believe anything people said about me, which was the worst. And so, even though I was, peaking at 20 and I'm a reality star and actor, mentally I had to do a lot of like growing up.
Okay.
So then this year has been that growing up year for me, where I've just chilled, not done a lot so far, waited for my release in patience. Now I'm excited to see what my life after is going to be like.
I'm sure it's going to be amazing, Sufi, but you're just 21.
I know.
Why take so much stress at this point?
It's just that, I have really like a lot of expectations of me. Like, I truly believe that in a way that, I don't want to limit myself. I don't want to be like, oh, I just want to have the career of a Nepo baby, or I just want to have a career of something that's already existed. I, in a way, always have felt about myself that, like, I have broken paths in this industry at 21 also. Which fashion commentator has been able to, break out from their bracket and enter an OTT space, not just in India, internationally, across the board. Like, no fashion commentator or journalists in fashion, like, have even thought of becoming a personality of their own.
Right.
And like, I truly believe that as a nobody from nowhere, I think the world finally deserves to have a person famous for being famous, because they deserve it, because of their personality. And I do want to reach the Met Gala. So I think it's not stress, it's just motivation.
Okay.
Yeah. Negative reinforcement. Okay, we have to do it, we have to do it, we have to do it.
But also, the social media space at times, gets very toxic.
Very.
And dealing with that is a different ball game. But, it also at times spills on to your family.
100%.
How do they take it, because you are in Mumbai, they are in Surat.
Oh my
How
God.
do y'all,
So, honestly, I have to say, like, because of my early teen years and, because I used to be such a rebel back then, and I used to be like flamboyant, and I would like, I'll wear nail paint and everything if I want to, and I'll do whatever I want to in orthodox Surat. And like, my parents used to get berated for that. Like, they used to get called and harassed by like cousins of ours and uncles that we know and all of that. And so honestly, they've seen the worst already. So like, now like reality show and Reddit and like Insta comments is like, my parents don't care. They're like, they're like, my parents have just watched me on the show and they're like, so you're the star and you're the it girl and we don't care about anything else. Like, that's really what they've been with me now. They're like, I truly, yesterday I was telling my dad that the Kris Jenner in you has really awoken after you've seen me on Prime. Like, some like the momager, dadager vibes have started coming.
Amazing. Coming back to the Traitors, your friendship with Apoorva looks great. It started on a very bumpy note.
Risque.
But she's also gone on to say something like, she's told Karan Johar this, that I would not trust Sufi's judgment, because being a fashion critic, if somebody wears clothes like these, okay, learning about these comments, what's been your reaction, or where does the friendship with Apoorva stand right now?
Firstly, I have to tell you, when all of this kalesh was happening, like between me and Fukra and her and like Uorfi and all that, we were sitting in my house and chilling.
Okay.
We were like, girl, not us being messy again. So it was really not that. Like, our friendship is still ice solid. Like, like yesterday we were sitting and talking for an hour and we were spiraling about what are we going to do after Drop 2 comes out, and then we decided that jo hoga dekha jayega. So like, we are really like, we're just 21 and 23, we're like Tweedledum and Tweedledee. Like, we really don't care. We're just here to slay, we're just here to be divas, and we're just here to have monumental careers and keep it moving.
And it seems like you all have one common enemy now, which is like the elephant in the room.
I don't think it's an enemy. I just think we're constantly put into situations where we have to interact with each other. And it's just that, now if you put like 3 Kaleshi people in a reality show, Kalesh is bound to happen. At this point, I feel like India should be aware that हमें reality show में भेजा ही इसलिए गया है ताकि हम झगड़ें, ताकि तुम्हारे पास हो कंटेंट, ताकि तुम्हारे पास कुछ बात करने के लिए हो. That's the whole point. Like the reason they invested 100 crores and had 200 cameras is not just for vibes. They didn't want us to do Hakuna Matata Kumbaya inside there. They wanted us to fight and they wanted us to be like, so that they can produce prime time television.
Absolutely.
So like enemy and like we don't even converse. Me and Uorfi have not conversed before the show or post the show, other than wherever we have to, you know, be together because of the show. So like there is no enemy. Like we just don't even care about each other. When we were in the show, our personalities, they don't gel well with each other. So we just like boop bayad a little bit. That's it.
But in the recent episodes, you seem to have a lot of, you know, outburst.
Love it.
Outburst for
Love it. And what about it? And you would do it too for a check.
But you know, you also revisited, you know, something from the past where you said, you know, that like I'll show you outside what I am, and you know, this entire rant with Apoorva was there.
Because when we entered the show, I apologized to Uorfi first off. Like as soon as I entered, it was the first time I was seeing her face to face. So I was like, you know what, Uorfi, whatever happened between us, let's just be mature adults about it. I'm sorry that you had to read something like that because of me. I understand how that must have felt, but realistically, it was not meant for you. So I hope you know, we can let bygones be bygones and we can forgive each other and, you know, let that not affect us in this game, because that would just be fruitless for both of us. Absolutely. Like, you know, if I'm gunning for her that you're the traitor because me and her have fought, and if she's gunning at me that you're the traitor because we fought, that's fruitless to the production, that's fruitless to the show, and that's fruitless to both of us. So I was like, you know, babe, let's just move on. And we had decided that, you know, we'll be chill and we will not vote each other out. And she was like, if you're the traitor, you don't kill me. And I was like, if you're the traitor, you don't kill me, and we'll be chill. Then on episode 6, she starts convincing the whole house that I'm the traitor, you know. Yes. And I was like, bro, why? Like, I've not bothered you. I've not come for you. I've not like tried to do anything towards you. Why are you just like creating this voting mandali against me, you know? And then also, Janvi came and told me that, you know, she was really bitching about me and she was saying all of that about me, which has, you know, they were like that car had a malfunction, so they didn't show that or whatever. But I'm sure they've shown my crash out.
Yeah.
Because it's very easy to hate on me. I've realized, you know, that when these women, like when an Apoorva or when an Uorfi is like, izzat nahi mangna hai, and like this, that, and they're acting feisty, then all the feminists and all these iconic people love them. When a Apoorva Jha or a Raftaar are sitting and yelling, main to devil hu raha, main to marunga, all the heteros love them. But as a person from the LGBT community, when I'm just being my personality, I just find it that because of, you know, people's stigma and all of the like such obvious discrimination, it's just very, very, very easy to hate on me. You know, like I'm sure after all of this also nobody will see that Raftaar, a 50-year-old, is sitting and fighting with a 20-year-old and how much stressful that can be for me. Nobody will sit and look at that. How Uorfi, who's been in reality TV for a decade, was sitting and attacking me just because apparently I'm smart. Like, nobody will see that. But it's very convenient to attack a 21-year-old because, you know, I don't have those kind of backings or those kind of PR resources where I will sit and, you know, make people chapo headline about me on how I'm so iconic. I don't have that. So, Absolutely. You know, baby, go off.
Also, you know, a few other contestants that I've spoken to, Sudhanshu especially, you know, when I was talking to him, he had very strong judgments about the Gen Z.
I love her.
Okay, like he said, the Gen Zs are misled and, you know, I don't relate to the kind of content, what they think is content. Or for that matter, you know, Gen Zs are very rude. They don't know how to talk. They can remove their clothes at the drop of a hat.
That's what he said?
Yes.
Girl, with the kind of things that he says on the group chat, he should really not be saying all that. Let's just say that.
Okay.
You know, Sudhanshu ji, keep it cute. Yeah, really keep it cute.
But you know, tell me one thing. So, while we asked the millennials how their experience of working with the Gen Zs was, I want to know from you, being a Gen Z, how was your experience of working with millennials or people from other generations?
Honestly, for me, like, you know, I've just really grown up as like the kind of person who doesn't look at like I talk to Raftaar the same way that I talk to Apoorva.
Okay.
Because in a way, I just feel like we've, like, you know, in the house, we were put there as equals. We were put there as game players. We were not put there as, like, you know, a Maheep and an Anshula and a this and a that. We were put there as innocents or traitors. So for me, it was not like kaun kya kar raha hai or kaun kya hai. I was just so bamboozled. I was like, girl, we just need to make sure we don't die in the first episode. For me, it was very that.
Right.
So I didn't even register that like, oh, there's 20 other kinds of people here. But it was a very fun experience. I honestly I think that humans are the greatest gift of life. Like, how boring would it be if we didn't have this? If we didn't have like constant like communication and constant finding of purpose and constant struggle against time. Like, if we didn't have that, life would be so boring. So it was just a very fun thing to see that Lakshmi is sitting and quoting Ramayana instead of Mahabharat, and Ashish Vidyarthi is just sleeping, and like everybody's just doing everything. Like, it was really a house of chaos, and I wish that showed up more in the edit. Like, the edit is the show has been edited in a very like streamlined manner where it's like, this is the plot line of this episode, so like Harsh ne mission kiya hai aur Harsh jeet raha hai, and it's a very storybook kind
Somewhere
of edit.
it's lacking the drama.
Yes, I honestly feel like if they showed us like the way we were actually losing our minds, and how like every 5 minutes we were name dropping a different person and just doing Kalesh, it would have been way more gaggy. Like, I truly believe that it would have been way more gaggy.
Absolutely. Also, moving on
Blame
to the
it on the
segment,
edit.
if we have to Sufify the traitors,
Yes.
okay, you have to give me one adjective each for every contestant on the
Love
show.
it.
Okay, so let us start with your favorite Raftaar.
Raftaar, I would say Raftaar only. जिस रफ्तार से वो बोला उसी रफ्तार से वो बीच सीजन में निकल भी गया. I mean,
Ouch. Okay.
ouch. But love you, Raftaar. You know that.
Okay, Apoorva.
Feisty, spicy.
Uorfi.
Silence.
Sudhanshu.
Old school.
Anshula.
Loud.
Harsh.
Crass.
Purav.
Deserves better. Like, underestimated.
Elnas.
Beautiful. Gorge.
Okay. Janvi.
Janvi. Confusion. Girl, she is the confusion of the house.
Okay. Nikita.
Irrelevant. Like, I honestly think that her impact in the game was kind of irrelevant. Like, she was constantly on and up about one thing only.
Okay.
And then after that, she forgot about that. Like she kept attacking one person throughout, and then after that, when everybody like agreed with her, कि हाँ ठीक है अब हम आपकी बात मान लेते हैं, she was like, no, I don't think it's time.
And
It was very that tea.
also, coming to another segment, if there is a Sufi verse that exists,
Okay.
I am going to ask you a few questions and you have to tell me what will you do then.
Okay, love it.
Okay. So if we are in the Sufi verse and you get a chance to be a prime minister for one day,
Okay.
what will you do?
Bestie, firstly, I'm gonna call all these presidents like Israel, Iran, USA, China, Russia, Putin. Hello. I would call them and I would start talking to them like Regina George from Mean Girls. I would be like, so I heard you had to say that about that. What's that? And I would like basically convince all of them to come meet me. And I would make all of them assemble in one room and I would lock the rooms. I would turn on the cameras and I would be like 1v1. Jhagdo. No world war, no nothing, no nuke, no bomb, no missile. आपस में झगड़ो, मुक्का मुक्की करो, जो बच जाएगा उसको हम दे देंगे पूरी दुनिया कि तू बैठ के चला. No world war. Why should all of the innocent people die, Like, I just find like all these world wars are honestly just these Buddha Buddhi males fragile, like these Buddha uncles fragile egos.
Okay.
Like, I think they just need to be put out of office. Some younger people need to be put in who understand diplomacy and geopolitical relations and how that nobody is going to win a nuclear war.
Right.
Because, like USA has 5,500 nuclear missiles. We have 170. Like, everybody has bombs at this point. And we won't even need 100 bombs for the world to be finished. So, like, this is really, like, really scary. So, if I was Prime Minister, I would make them all do a 1v1.
And if you were invisible for one day, who would you want to follow, or like where would you want to be?
I want to follow Taylor Swift. I want to know what she's up to. Like, why does she keep taking those flights, like, for even 15 minutes? And, like, I want to know about her. And I want to scare Taylor Swift so much that she has to write a song about me. I'm scared, and he's trying to kill me.
Okay. So if you get a chance to edit Traitors,
Oh my god.
what would be the unseen bits that you would show?
I honestly was just so pressed about two things that they didn't show in the first 3 episodes. You know, I have not seen the second drop yet. Like, you know, the whole Mahib Janvi angle, which felt so random.
Yes, yeah.
That was because of me. I was the story of that angle. I was the reason that fight happened. I was the one who went and yelled at Janvi saying, "You're a liar and facts are facts, India. Cameras never lie." And they cut that.
Yeah, because they've only shown Mahib saying that you told Mahib that Janvi is saying
Exactly.
something
I
bad.
was the reason the whole thing happened. And otherwise, the second mission where the third mission where they're like Harsh Mahadev, 9 बार उन्होंने attempt किया. I dug all of the gold nuggets. Like every single gold nugget that was in that paida was dug by me. Secondly, even those blocks, I attempted that once and I did it in one go. He did that 9 times and I did it 5 times. But I dug the gold, I did it in one go and I fainted. Like I literally, my whole back sprained and I had lied flat and I had fainted. And Karan had to break his protocol and come like, bachao me and all of that. And they've cut all of that. And they've even cut my tantrum where I was like, I deserve the shield. It was a huge tantrum which has been minimized to 2 dialogues. Which is very sad.
Okay, if you get
But love you, Amazon Prime, for having me on this show. And thank you for all the footage and all the screening. I'm just giving them what happened. I love you.
Absolutely. Okay, if you reach the Met Gala,
Yes.
what is the outfit we would expect?
Firstly, it has to be like we don't know what the theme would be. So
Yeah.
a lot of it would be based on the theme. But like one thing that I have to is that I love a train.
Okay.
I love a gigantic train and I love a train at the Met Gala. So either I would want a huge that has 0 out of 10 written on it. And then I would like on the steps have like a majestic photo of that. Or I'm sure it would be all black, just like Shah Rukh, like how much he loves all black. It would be all black for me as well because I love all black. But it would be all black with the theme, not just all black. Like I would try to follow the theme in whatever way it happens with a train.
Okay, if you have to hack either Apoorva or Uorfi's phone, whose phone would you hack and what would you check?
I would check Apoorva's phone.
Okay.
And I would check what she's telling about me to other people. Because Uorfi, though, you know, I know she hates me. I know that we're not in touch and we're not friends, so it's chill. But me and Apoorva are best friends. So what if there's tea? So I will hack her phone.
And if you have to throw a party,
Okay.
who would you invite from the Traitors gang and who would you just want to skip?
I was actually planning on throwing a party on after the 3rd drop, and I wanted it to be like the funeral of Sufi Motiwala and everybody wears all white
Okay.
and like all of that jazz. And I actually wanted to invite all 20 of them. So no hard feelings.
But why the few? Acha, because okay, let's not spell it out.
Yes.
But okay, amazing. On that note, Sufi, before I let you go, I have taken out a few photos and I want you to critique them for us.
Love it. Oh my god, Mother Kajol looks so vintage. Like I wish the photo also was black and white. That would have looked better.
Okay.
I mean, if she wants to go and have a picnic in a garden, that would be very easy. And she would also camouflage with the,
That's a red carpet look, by the way.
I know. And there's not even a red carpet niche. They were like, बहुत unimportant लग रहा है. Thank you for coming, and you can go also.
Okay.
She's an icon.
Absolutely.
Meena ji, I love her. I love Masaba and I love Nina. Like Nina ji, like both of them. The Guptas are iconic. All of the Guptas. The Gaurav Gupta, the Masaba Gupta, all the Guptas are iconic.
Absolutely.
Ooh. Okay, this is kind of better. Also, like, you have to give it to her that Kajol and Nisa are the most, like, mother-daughter duo. They're the most similar looking mother-daughter duo. I find that very adorable. She looks like, I almost thought that this was Nisa, that's why.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Who was that?
Tara Sutaria.
Tara Sutaria and her Taylor Swift bob. I like it. I think it's very cute.
Okay.
I like it's like very like 2010s are coming back.
Amazing.
Who's that?
Abhishek Bachchan.
It's like, I don't think about him.
Okay. We'll skip this.
Yes.
SRK.
Shah Rukh Khan. See, now that watch could literally buy me.
Okay.
So when I see these Patek Philips and all of that, I'm like, I better keep my mouth shut. Because then all these straight people will be like, Shah Rukh Khan tujhe khareed lega. But देखो यार, मतलब 100 रुपए की टी-शर्ट नहीं लग रही वो. सच पे दिल पे हाथ रख के कहो. Like Diavol and all of the brands also that they've made. It's like the fashion is not giving luxury. Let's be real, you know. He's the hottest. Can I tell you, Varun Dhawan is my Bollywood bias. It's so sad. But like, everybody loves Siddharth Malhotra, everybody loves like all of these other people. But since Student of the Year, I've always had a thing for Varun. So like, he looks hot.
Amazing.
Oh, cute. It's good for her. Like, Sunny often makes like very risque choices that don't often pay up. This is a cute look for her.
Absolutely.
Like a blue jean, white tee vibe. Why does she look so short? Dude, literally, she looks the size of the car. But Sanya is adorable and I love the color scheme. Girl, you really found all the straightest pictures to show me today. Like where there's no ounce of style. There's like juvenile with no sense of style. That's what I'm gonna say.
Okay.
I think we're done.
And we are done.
Yeah.
Amazing. It was a blast talking to you,
know,
Sufi,
right?
and wish you all the very best.
Thank you.
And please don't worry. After the Traitors, it's rise and shine, no dhoka time for you.
I hope so. You guys, after this drop, a lot of you will want to hate me. So please go and look at the pre-apology video I've made. I've made a pre-apology video. I was like, I'm not going to sit and apologize again and again and again, you know, throughout the show. So there's one pre-apology video. Anybody's fans that get offended, please go check that out.
Totally. On that note, thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank
Love
you.
it.